What? Beautiful souls. Beautiful souls. Sexy souls. Why did I say beautiful? I always call them sexy. Okay. Here's the dealio. We are doing the fire element. And just to remind you, I don't do zodiac signs. So if it's not like the fire zodiac signs or, I believe that Vedic, sidereal, or tropic, you have so many different, you have all of the zodiacs in your charts between the two different ones. And so I don't go with that. Depending on the environment you're in, what you're dealing with, your circumstances, any processes that you might be working through, there's so much that can dictate what element you're either drawn to or operating out of. And while we do get drawn, we operate out of all four elements, we can tend to, at any given point in time, be drawn to or operate more heavily out of one, more prominently. Let's put it that way. So that's the way that I do these readings. Okay, if you have any more questions about the elements, check out the description below in the description box and give you a little bit more heads up. But again, if you feel like you're operating from this kind of element and the title resonates, give it a shot. There might be a message in here for you. Do not try to Cinderella this shit and make it fit. If it's not yours, it's not yours, and that's perfectly okay. Alrighty, let's get it. I am using the Starman Tarot deck. Looks like this on the back side. Has these awesome images. Love, 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 love this deck. I'm being weird today. Leave me alone. Okay. Join me in my weirdness. Wave that flag high so I can find you. And yes, I shuffle funky sometimes because I have tiny, wee little hands. Alright? And when I make oversized decks like this, my tiny, wee little hands might have some difficulty. Just saying. Alright. Here we go. Okay. Got this. Yeah, making sure my mic, which you can see. Sorry. Making sure it wasn't muted. Just saying. All right. I'm going. Let's get this bad boy. There will be an extended in case you want additional information or guidance from spirit. I try to make sure that these are sufficient enough messages that the free content that I give, you get what you need out of that. But again, sometimes we need a little bit more guidance, and that's what the extendeds are for. You can find it in the description box, the link for it down below. All right, let's see what we got here. Fire signs. Yes, I just did that. I did. Okay, get this. My water bottle, you see that? Okay. I got something sticky on my hands. Wow. Whoa, MFer. Feeling these out. Sorry, I do it weird. I know I do. I'm feeling like there's another one, guys. Give me just a second. I'm just shaking up the energy, just changing it around. Gotcha. Oh, yes. Okay. All right, we're going to get into this bad boy. This is a good one. I like it a lot. We're starting things out with a 10 of cups. Woo-woo. 10 of cups. We then have the 8 of wands. The world. 2 of swords. 2 of cups. We got cups. Literally, it's like the only thing that seems very fiery at this moment in time, just by looking at the cards, is the 8 of wands. Okie dokie. All right, here we go. Ten of Cups. This feels as if this is something that somebody has their sights set on. Kind of knowing what would give you emotional fulfillment. Already reaching that Nine of Cups status where I know personally, internally, I am fulfilled. But there's more that I can give and bring in, incorporate other people. That there's something grander that I'm supposed to participate in. And I see what that is. Ten of Cups. Okay? I'm going to go after that. I'm about to go after this real fucking fast. This feels more like, and this is like a spiritual, this is like spirit guiding this, I'm just going to say. Yeah, I did this with the water reading, where I'm getting like both sides of the coin, so to speak. There is someone seeing an individual as, gosh, what's up with the love fucking reading? I swear. Okay. Seeing a particular person or situation as being the thing that allows them to feel emotionally fulfilled on a larger, grander scale. It's not just internally feeling like I am fulfilled. I feel happy and content. It's not just about what they have, but about sharing that contentment with others. And so they're going, like, someone's approaching a situation rapidly, or someone is coming in to a situation very rapidly. So like, let me do this, because this is how it looks when it's on the board for me. Ten of Cups, Eight of Wands. Okay. Eight of Wands is like one of the only card, that it doesn't have a person in it. Okay. It is strictly from the divine, as you can tell. This is divinely guided. All right. From up here. Everything's falling into place as it should at record speed. Okay. So someone's coming in, or seeing someone come into a situation with record speed, willing to give everything to a situation, completely give everything. Wanting to share. I'm trying to figure out. Two of Swords is really about trying to figure out how this is. I'm hearing, again, if you know my interpretations of the cards when you're talking about myself, I really do look at Two of Swords as two truths, but the real truth is somewhere in the middle. And so I feel like this is the person entering a situation, and the situation, or those that are already in this situation. Take it how it resonates. I do believe this is love, though, because we got love on the board. Really about being... So I'm feeling like, okay, I got to go put this into words. It feels as if you've got one individual's truth, the other person's truth. They're separate lenses, and then the universe somehow in the middle saying that this is the truth. And if you look at like the regular, like old school tarot decks, she's usually blindfolded. A lot of times the swords are crossed. Two different truths kind of intersect at a certain point. That they are both true, but there's also some where they're pointing away from one another, where it's like, this is an intuitive choice. This is an intuitive, and the intuition comes from spirit through your crown chakra. Okay, this is a message, a download. You are being told what the truth of this situation is. You each have your own belief and lens that you're looking at a circumstance, situation through, and spirit's about to reveal what the truth of it is. And that is going to bring two people, or allow, this is going to allow two individuals to share their cups with one another. Okay, it's love. It's completely love. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Someone seeing Someone who is living in their authenticity, who's learned how to be in that Nine of Pentacles type of energy, which has brought them to the Nine of Cups energy. Or they've gotten to that Nine of Pentacles energy because they have attained that Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is very singular. What personally is fulfilling for me? And being able to then take it to the next level where that is emanated outwards, as within, so without. Okay? And seeing where that can be shared, and an individual seeing the path before them where they want to share, they want to add one more cup, you. Okay? Or you want to add their cup. All right, we're gonna go get into this bad boy. Okay, we are gonna do the Archangel Oracle deck or Tarot deck. Sorry. There's a lot with this Eight of Wands that I kind of want to explore. And I think that we are going to explore what I'm going to ask the Eight of Wands in the world. Okay. But really specifically, we're going to look at the Eight of Wands first. Okay. Okay. Eight of Wands, clarified by the Ten of Water. Ten of Cups, which is our first card. So that's coming in fast. A content and rewarding family life. Emotional material needs are met. A trustworthy relationship. Okay, this is feeling connected to the water element, but there's a lot of passion. The approach was very fiery, and so what I would suggest going, and I'll link it below. I'll link it below in case you want to check out the water reading as well, because it feels like these two, water and fire, coming into unity, opposites, dualities coming into unity. Okay. The expression of emotions, the actions you take. I got it. Sometimes these readings just continue. Six of Air. Okay. Tell me more about the Eight of Wands. Give me a little more clarity on this. Okay, and so they're bringing me to something I've got to explain. There's something about the Starman Tarot deck where it's like there's a precision of how things are falling into place. Spirit's really at the helm of this. In this particular card, what you'll notice is that these wands are landing on little things. They all are targeted. And there's one last one that needs to come in. If you see, there's one particular place, one that's going to come in. This one is going to land right here. This one is being highlighted. To me, this is saying something to the effect of things are falling into place. There's one more thing that needs to happen, okay, before something big unfolds, which is probably the world. Everything, the world is like cycles that are coming to a close. Where a whole new phase in life is about to begin. Okay, so let's see here. I got one more. Let's do this. I feel another one coming out for the Eight of Wands. Or two. All right, let's put this bad boy over here. Yeah, I think that okay, so we're going to read these in a little bit of tandem, okay? So we've got Ten of Water and then the Six of Air, okay? And Six of Arrows is the same as Six of Swords, obviously. It's really talking about moving and progressing and transitioning into a more stable phase, making a transition or transitions that have occurred, and taking the actions and being from the mental space of being able to transition from what was a quite chaotic time frame in someone's life. And it is, I mean, when the butterfly goes into the cocoon or the chrysalis, it turns to mush before it turns into a butterfly. That's a very chaotic, looks like shit's just falling down, breaking down. So there's a belief, a movement towards the Ten of Water, which is the Ten of Cups, seeing where you can then bring your, it's almost like an elevation, so to speak. Let me put it like that. So you've got, the feeling is, I've obtained this internally for myself. I know what brings me contentment as an individual, and I want to share that with somebody else. And there is a peace that is attained by being able to go after that. Okay, there is. It is, again, the Ten of Cups is, 9 is a very singular. 10, this is an overflowing where this begins to impact not just yourself, but others as well. And so this brings in a lot of peace and contentment. And the Six of Air is also about kind of going from, I'm getting a little bit of this where it's kind of going from, some rocky waters into something good. Some sense of realizing, okay, I got it. Realizing this is a situation. This feels like okay. Either these individuals are coming out of an old situation that didn't involve one another, or there's a history between these two. Because it feels as if like there's a recognition now of how to get to the Ten of Cups, and why that, and spirit leading the individual, downloading and giving them the information of, this is how you get to that, and this is what really brings about that Ten of Cups. So the sights is really about sharing this with someone, and whatever they came from, previous circumstance or situation, wasn't for their best, and they didn't get this. Okay, they didn't obtain this with whoever they were with before, or if they were together before, these two individuals. Okay, and so there's this needing to understand, Spirit saying, you're transitioning into a much better phase where this is a possibility, because this is the plan I am taking you to. That's the thing that needs to come in. That's the piece that is missing from Spirit's grand plan that takes you to the next cycle of life. And so really wanting you to understand, showing you where it's almost like this is what happened before when you were looking for the Ten of Cups. It wasn't the Ten of Cups. Spirit's bringing you back around, helping you transition and see the right path before you, moving into a place where you will be able to attain, finding that person. It's almost like this individual, again, sees you as the path to the individual they want to share that with. There is a little bit of, and I think that the reason why Spirit is letting you know that you are being guided in this, and that it feels a little bit like time of the essence kind of situation, but that this Spirit is very adamant that this is the piece that's missing. Okay. And you're a little bit up in your head. All right. Really desiring this. Spirit's leading you to that. Spirit's taking you through the transformation necessary. Sorry, pointing to the wrong fucking card. Spirit's taking you through the necessary transformation, which is a Six of Swords. Okay. Taking you from one place to the next. To where you can find that Ten of Water. And it's almost like a lot of internal work was done. And then showing you how to action everything that you have developed internally, outwardly. And getting you out of a space of believing that you won't be able to attain this because of what just recently happened. And this is why it's fire. It's happening very fast. 8 of Wands. from whatever past situation there was. And some of you may disagree. I can feel it. Some of you are like, it's not gone fast. Whether this is someone that's coming from the past and you feel like they've taken too fucking long. It's really about the approach. Like when shit lands, okay, then you are definitely, it's going to happen fast. And but it feels as if either these individuals haven't been separated for very long or whatever occurred. It feels like both individuals may have been in something prior, looking for the tin of water, not finding it, having to go through that transition of working through what occurred. But it really actually, while it felt like a very slow process, has been a very quick one. Like this isn't years. This is like months. And then Spirit is saying, I can help guide you. I know where this is. I'm helping, and it's going to come in fast because you're ready. Okay. And so kind of puts you up a little bit in your head. The Eight of Swords is really feeling like you're trapped, but you're really not. Spirit's like, no. I can show you the way. I can help you get through this and I can help you navigate. You are not trapped. Okay. There's something about that past experience that really, keeps you up here a little bit. And Spirit's like, it's almost as if you're not 100% having worked through whatever that this past situation was. But Spirit's like, you're far along enough that what I'm going to bring in, what I'm going to take you to is going to help you with that transition the rest of the way. It is going to be stable. Floor fire. This is a sense of stability with another individual that you were hoping that will bring a lot of contentment that you have been hoping for and wanting and just haven't found at this point in time or didn't find in the last time you were with this person. Okay. And so it's really about, there's going to be a contentment that comes from this. And what may have felt like previously a bit rocky, you're moving into a very content time frame, if that makes sense. A very contented space in your life. Okay. And so let's see here. I want to know a little bit about yeah, we're going to do the Two of Swords, okay? Because it feels like there's some kind of thing. It seems like the two people are going to be looking at things a little bit differently. And Spirit's really trying to show each one of them the truth of the situation, okay? It feels like two different lenses, two different truths, and needing to really kind of drop down. This is where it feels like it hits home with the water reading. We're needing to drop down into your body and follow your intuition and see the truth, the real truth of a situation, okay? All right, I'm going to use the Secret Tarot, and I'm going to ask how each person is seeing this, okay? Let's see. Try to what this Two of Swords is. Because it feels as if this is like, the world comes in, it's a whole new cycle. Like this is really opening up so much for you energetically, which brings in a lot of things. And it ends an old cycle. You've really kind of worked through something to be able to get to that space finally where you can see, it's no longer about your truth, their truth. It is about what the real truth is. Something in between, something Spirit wants you to see that you don't. It's either a combination of the two truths or, just the reality of, not reality. I don't sometimes like that. The higher perspective of something. Okay. A truth that is not bound by stories, narratives, falsities that we've developed. As a result of things that we've encountered in our life. So, okay. It's almost like I want to show you to each person's perspective. This was in the water reading, okay? Page of Wands. So this, I think this is actually very heavily connected to that. So the this is about somebody coming in very passionately, really knowing and understanding their truth and wanting to genuinely express that to you, and no longer, not just knowing that what they feel for you and knowing that you are the Ten of Cups, which the Ten of Cups was in the last read too, I believe. But knowing, I can't remember, but knowing that you are the true path, that you are the actual path, the individual, that's their truth. Okay. Tell me more about the Two of Swords, please. Oh, scheiße. Okay. And so this individual, just so, okay, so we're looking at really feeling very passionately about and having a lot of emotions within them that just kind of bubble up, and wanting to express those very genuinely, being transparent and authentic to you. For once, it feels like this person's coming through, and it can feel very kind of jarring a little bit, because in this scenario, it seems as if this level of authenticity and vulnerability has not been witnessed by the person receiving this, and has not been experienced and action upon by the person sharing this, if that makes sense. And they're so genuine in, there's I want this. I believe this is the right path. I'm ready to move forward. Like, it's kind of a very quick energy. This is very fast paced, like a fire would burn through a dry field, kind of thing. They're ready. They are ready to move forward. They want to move forward. They are nervous. This is the first time where they have ever really genuinely wanted something so much so, and are willing to bear their heart on their sleeve, despite whatever the fucking consequences may be, whatever the outcome is. Okay. And that really gets them in their head. They're definitely in their head. They're definitely anxious. They're definitely nervous, but they are going to action this, and it's going to be very fast. And what they want is to move forward with you. And this is even for situations where you have not dated this person before. I'm feeling both are in this place. So especially for the ones where this is like, I've never been in a relationship. I've never, and this person comes out of the woodworks, it feels like, and they want to be with you, and they can actually articulate as to why. This is something that they definitely have felt into and have thought into, and they see you as being the potential for this, which is definitely scary when they've obviously been in some kind of situation before, and not in a long distant past, not like years ago, like within the last year, and they put their selves on the line and was vulnerable in that situation. It didn't exactly go how they wanted, but they're trusting that spirit is guiding them. They're hearing the downloads. They're coming towards you. They know that they'll be able to enter into, and they're going to free themselves from this mental entrapment of anxiety, okay? To offer something stable. All right? They know they have something to offer you, and you have something to offer them. This would be definitely a reciprocal relationship. If this is somebody coming back from the past, that would anticipate why they are feeling so very anxious at this point, because there may have been something that went on previously. It obviously ended for a reason. This is, they're from the past for a reason, but they recognize what their true path is, and you are a part of it as through their lens. And so they're going to come forward, and they're going to say something, and they're going to not want to hem and haw around. They want to establish something more higher. Okay. And so they're ready to move forward. They know their path They want to merge with yours. They know they want you on their path from here on out. Okay? They want to take steps forward. They are nervous about this. High Priestess. I feel like there's a feeling that something like this is about to happen. I think that the individual receiving this can feel an energy coming in before it actually does. And I think that, but yet, all the while not seeing this. Like, it's hidden from them. They don't have a clue. No clue. They think they do. I feel something. Oh, something, no clue. This is like written in the books and it's been hidden. And there's going to be a bit of a choice to make. Okay? It's flat out a choice. And it's one where I get a dual interpretation of this, where they got to make a decision and they're kind of looking at the past a little bit in a very intelligent way, can I just say, a wizened way, a manner of, okay, I've taken things too fast before sometimes, or people have approached me before in this kind of manner and it meant X, Y, and Z. And I think this is what, where Spirit is talking about, somewhere in the middle is the truth, okay? This person is so in their head about how this is going to pan out. And what if they get rejected in? What if they aren't able to articulate things? What if this doesn't go how they were thinking? And what if this isn't what if they shouldn't? What if they just shouldn't? Spirit is like, okay, first off, yes, you should. Okay, how you choose to action something is your decision. But being true to what you feel and you're knowing and honoring what you're hearing, both from Spirit and internally, that's the way to go. Okay? In the middle between this, just because something feels like it's out of the blue, it's fast, you thought you knew, but it's not quite what you thought. And I feel like this is a choice a little bit between expectation and what's before you. This not like this idea, this passion that's before you, but the truth in the middle is not to use it's your past experience, both far back and the one that recently happened, as a guide for how you should handle this one. Now that gets a little bit complicated because you're talking about, really using wisdom from past experiences, but not allowing it to dictate. At this point in time, it's really about utilizing intuition. Okay. And so I think what is knowing that the decision, because the person coming in has already made up their mind. And you've not indicated whatsoever to the other person, whatsoever, that this is your truth. So this is going to land hard. You're going to come in and this individual is going to realize it's going to do not allow the understanding that they may not choose or they may not reciprocate to be a reason not to act on your inner guidance and your truth, and not to honor what it is that you feel. Okay. Likewise. All right. This individual that's receiving it, it feels as if there's a little bit of questioning on which path. A lot of Two of Wands, there's two wands, and the person is grabbing a hold of one. This one is holding on to both. And it's not about it's not a matter of I want to say something to the effect of it's not a matter of either decision is a bad decision. It's just understanding there's a myriad of possibilities. But it feels like, and I'm just going to say this, and then we'll get into but the person receiving this almost has two passions. And what's approaching her or him, I don't know why I said her, because it doesn't feel like a her necessarily. Must be something in that. I'm sure that's to help some people. However, you can have both. Maybe what part of what is hidden and why this is like being felt but not anticipated and it comes out of left field is because this individual is already dealing with one passion and then another one comes in and it's feeling like, do I have to make a decision? Do I have to choose? And what's hidden is you don't have to choose necessarily between the two. You could have both. And I want to say there's a bit of a throwback to times when you didn't get both. You didn't. And it was, I think this is the old programming of it's either or, the either or fallacy. That you really don't get to have it all. And it's a bit of like old programming. And they're also saying something about it just being too passionate, really. There's a feeling of it being too, like when this comes in and this wanting to move forward, this person seems to get into a place of, I'd like this. You know what I'm saying? But I've kind of already set this up in my life. And feeling like I don't want to give this up just to have this. And if this is a person returning from the past, which Six of Cups can be, it's almost like, I wanted this at a point in time, but I don't know if I want, I've got so many good things. I've worked to get to myself into a good place. I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I can keep the stability I have now and the path that I've put myself on and have you back in my life. I don't know. So there is a questioning here where one person absolutely sees this and the other isn't sure. But my inkling is Spirit is saying you can have both if you so choose. Okay, in the extended, we're actually going to look at this a little bit more about what is the truth between these two different perspectives of these individuals. What is it the Spirit wants both of them to understand walking into this? And we might even look a little bit about whatever cycle was closing out if we have time. So if you want to check that out, definitely click the link below. If not, I hope this was beneficial, and definitely check out the water reading as well if this resonated, just in case. You all have a fantastic day.